Hi everyone. Well, I hope you all are doing great. Guys, do you know that World Health Organization actually estimates that approximately 1 million people die each year from suicide? Yes. And you know what? What is suicide, guys? It is due to excessive sadness and depression, that is major depression, people choose to suicide as one of the option. So, today we are going to cover few myths, facts and prevention from suicide. So, why delay? Stay tuned to this video and maybe you can find some good information as well. So, let's go ahead. Well, guys, have you ever thought that it is a desperate attempt to escape suffering that one has become unbearable? Well, blinded by the feelings of hopelessness and isolation, a suicidal person can't see any way finding relief except through death. You heard it right. And you know what? They wish there was an alternative to suicide, but they just can't see one. So, guys, today I would like to speak about few myths and facts. First myth. Well, people who talk about suicide won't really do it. That is a myth, guys. But you know what is the fact? Well, almost everyone who attempts suicide has actually given some clues or warnings. So don't ever ignore them. Even the indirect references to death or suicide. They may utter some statements like, well, I'm gone. I just can't see a way out. No matter what, how casually or jokingly they say, please do not ignore these statements, guys. The next myth is anyone who tries to kill themselves must be crazy. That's what we hear, right? But that is not true, guys. The fact is, most suicidal people are not insane. Well, they're actually upset and depressed. Yes. Another myth. If someone is determined to kill themselves, nothing is going to stop them. That's what we hear, right? That's not true, guys. The fact is, even very severely depressed person has this mixed feeling about death, like fluctuating between they want to live or they want to die. Rather than wanting death, they just want the pain to stop. And wanting to end their life does not mean last forever. Another myth. People who die by suicide are people who are unwilling to seek help. No, guys, not at all. The fact is, many people try to get help before attempting suicide. Do you know? In fact, the study also says that more than 50% of people, that is suicide victims, have actually sought medical help in the 6 months prior to their deaths. Yes, that is a fact. Another myth. Talking about suicide gives someone the idea of suicide. Not at all. The fact is, you don't give someone suicidal ideas by talking about suicide. Rather, the opposite is true. Do you know what? Talking openly and honestly about suicidal thoughts and feelings can actually save a life. Exactly. So, by this, I also wanted to discuss about few warning signs of suicide. That is, talking about suicide. For example, anyone talking about suicide like dying or self-harm, or if they say, I wish I hadn't been born. If I see you again and I would be off dead. These signs are few warning signs. So, do listen to them very keenly, okay? Another one is preoccupation with death, like unusual focus on death, dying or violence, or writing poems or stories about death. Even these are warning signs of suicide, guys. Do not ignore them. Another one, no hope for the future, like feeling of helplessness, hopelessness, or being trapped, like there's no way out. Believe that this things will never happen or it will never change or for better. Even this is a warning sign. So be very keen. Another one, self-hatred. Like someone would say, right, I'm just worthless, or feeling that guilt or shame or self-hatred, or feeling like burden, like everyone should be fine if I'm not there, or without me everything is good. Even this is a sign, warning sign of suicide, guys. Please be very careful. Or someone suddenly calls up and says, okay, goodbye. What is it? Unusual, unusual visits or unexpected calls to family members, friends, saying goodbye as if they're not going to meet again. Even this is a sign. Withdrawing from others, like withdrawing from friends, family, increasing social isolation, or desire to left alone. Even this is a huge warning sign, guys. Please never ever ignore this sign. Self-destructive behavior, like if someone is increasing in alcohol or drug usage, reckless driving, or taking unnecessary risk as if they just have a death wish, even that has to be considered very carefully. Or sudden sense of calm. If you see someone like a sudden sense, like just being extremely like trying to be happier, or they are being extremely depressed, can mean that a person has a decision to attempt suicide. Sometimes we see, right, someone who's so aggressive suddenly becomes calm. They think, okay, anyways, I'm going to suicide. Let me be happy at least in the last moment. No, don't ignore those signs also. They all are signs for us, guys. They're warning signs. Please watch out to them. So, by this, I think we have got enough information about warning signs, right? Now, let's look at few prevention tips. So, what is it? In case if you think that someone needs attention, or if someone is having this suicidal tendencies, how we can start conversations with them. Let's have few questions, like if you really want to talk with them, if you want to start a conversation, let's look at few questions on how we can start conversations so that we can start building up conversation. The opening statement basically, like, I have been really concerned about you lately, so I'm just wanted to discuss. You can also say, you know what, recently I have noticed some differences in you and wondering how are you doing now? Like this. Or, well, I wanted to check in with you because you haven't seen yourself lately, like everything is fine, like that. Or questions you can even ask like, well, when did you begin feeling like this? Probably something different. Or we can say, did something happen to make you start feeling this way? Or like that. Or you can also say, how can I best support you now? Have you thought of getting help? Guys, remember, whenever a person that is suicidal person, or if they have tendencies, they won't open up. So we should get that comfort first. Give them the trust. Tell them that I am there to help you. Get that trust, confidence first. And then we can also say like this, you know what, you're not alone in this, I'm here for you. So please talk to me, or just say what happened. We can also say like, you may not believe it now, buddy, but the way you're feeling now will surely change. So let's have a pep talk. Even that can help. Or you can also say, maybe I'm not able to understand what you're going through, but I seriously care about you and I want to help you. Get that in your, when we are talking to them, when we are conversing with them, get that confidence. Tell them, I'm there for you. Build that confidence. And when you want to give up, tell yourself, you will hold up for sure just for 1 day, 1 minute, or whatnot. Tell them that I'm there, do not worry. Okay guys, now that we have seen prevention tips, right, let me quickly check or tell you what are the do's and don'ts when we are talking with a person who has this suicidal tendencies. So what are the do's? Just be yourself. Listen to them. No matter what, how much ever they get bursted, listen to them patiently. Be sympathetic, but not judgmental. Whatever they say now, later on, don't get that point and say, oh, that time you stated this right. No, don't be judgmental. Be sympathetic. That's it. Offer hope. Tell them everything is going to be okay. Just offer hope. Take the person seriously, guys. This is very much required. What happens is, after the conversation, we might just leave it. No, take it seriously and then see the progress. What are the don'ts? Well, guys, do not ever argue with a person. Do not ever argue with a suicidal person. What happens is, they're already depressed, guys. More how much they want to get depressed. So they will give up. And don't act as if shocked. Like, oh my god, this happened to you. No, don't act shocked. Don't offer ways to fix their loved one's problem. Just don't say, okay, I'm going to take care. No. Tell them, you're going to take care. You tell me whatever has happened, I will listen to it. Give them, offer hope. Listen to them. And don't blame yourself. Don't just say, oh yeah, because of me this happened to you. No. They are going through something, listen to them. Don't blame yourself or don't blame them. That's it. Second tip is, respond quickly in crisis. So what happens is, this is the time when they are in crisis, and if you do not respond quickly, they might end up doing something irrevocable. So please respond quickly in crisis time, mainly. Offer help and support. Okay guys, now you might be wondering, how can we help a suicidal person? So let's look at the ways on how we can help them in a better way. First one, get professional help. Well, what do you mean by professional help? Encourage that person to see mental health professional or help them locate a treatment facility or take them to doctor's appointment. They would not agree, but you have to take them. That is a help. Another one, follow up on treatment, guys. They would ignore, they would say no, but as a person whom we want, whom we think that, okay, we want their well-being, then we should follow up on treatment. If the doctor prescribes any medication, make sure that that person takes it as directed. Beware of possible side effects and be sure to notify the physician. For example, if the person seems to be getting worse, then it takes time and persistence to find the medication or therapy that's right for the particular person. So, just look at them. Be proactive. Well, guys, you might be wondering, right? How can we be proactive? Those who suicide often don't believe that they can actually be helped, but that's wrong. We may have to be more proactive, like offering assistance. Just by saying, okay, call me if you need anything, it's just vague. Don't do that. Don't wait for the person to call. Don't wait for the person to, ask, okay, you come to my place. No. You go to that person's place, just go often and check out what they're doing. That's how we can be proactive. Encourage positive lifestyle changes. Like, just start off with a healthy diet, start off with plenty of sleep. Tell them, put a reminder, okay, this is your sleep time, go to sleep. Tell them, okay, let's go out, go out into the sun and into the nature for at least 30 minutes. You know why? Because exercise is also extremely important, guys, as it releases endorphins and relieves stress and promotes emotional well-being. Even that is required. If possible, just take them out to sun, to the nature, and spend some time with them. Talk about the nature, like, oh wow, look at the sky, it's so nice, or such a nice weather. Divert their mind. Try to divert as much as possible. Make a safety plan. This is very much necessary, guys. When you're trying to help the person, develop a set of steps so that she or he promises to follow during a suicidal crisis. So what happens is, if this crisis, it actually triggers when they come across something like a loss of their loved ones or too much of alcohol, stress from relationships, this can also happen. So just make a safety plan. Also include their family members' phone numbers, therapist numbers, doctors' numbers, families, friends, everyone, the emergency numbers, so that they can be contacted immediately. And remove any potential means of suicide. Like, it can be firearms, pills, knives, razors, can be anything. Just remove it from them so that they do not get access to that. Be very, very careful. And continue your support for a longer period of time. That is, even after the immediate suicidal crisis has passed away. Do not just leave it saying, okay, we are done now, you can go. No, that's not that. When the person has already been in suicide, they can again come back. So, Be in contact with them. Stay in touch with them on a periodical basis. Just drop by and say, hey, I hope everything is good. Talk to them. Talk to them more often. And trust me, guys, our support is vital to ensure that person remains on a recovery track for a longer period of time. It is our responsibility to take care of our loved ones. Okay, now let's look at few common suicide risk factors that are included, like mental illness, alcoholism, or drug abuse. It can also be previous suicide attempts, family history of suicide, or history of trauma or abuse. It can also be social isolation and loneliness, guys. Even these all are common risk factors for suicide. So, guys, I believe if you see the prevention essence, it is more like to be in touch with our loved ones, give moral support. We need not say anything, guys, just listen to them. Even by listening, half of the problems get solved. Can you believe it is, guys? Remember, guys, all the human beings are social beings. We need interaction on regular basis with family members, friends, colleagues, can be anything. Remember, just give time to them and listen to them. And please do not ignore any of the symptoms or warning signs or anything. Just take care of yourself and your loved ones. Thank you and stay safe.